Hey guys, it's Miss Cuban. Today we're going to talk about simplifying fractions. This concept is a difficult concept, but I have found out it's difficult for sixth graders to learn. So simplifying fractions is when you're trying to make the fraction the smallest it can be. And when you're trying to make it the smallest it can be, you're actually finding the factors of the numerator and the denominator. Okay, so the main thing you have to be able to do is you have to find the greatest common factor. So the first step when you're simplifying fractions is to find the greatest common factor. And you find it of the numerator and the denominator. So for instance, if I had a problem and my problem was 12/26, and I'm trying to simplify it, I need to find the greatest common factor of 12 and 26. So my greatest common factor, I'm going to show my work on this side, and I have 12 and 26, and I'm going to use rainbows to help me find the greatest common factor. So when I list it, I get 1 times 12 is 12, 2 times 6 is 12, 3 times 4 is 12. Now let me try 26. 1 times 26 is 26. 2 times 13 is 26. And I don't see anything else that can go in it. So now I circle my common factors. The factors that both have in common. 12 and 26 have 1 in common. They have 2 in common. And that looks about it. And so in this case, the greatest common factor is going to be 2. Now you're going to say, Miss Cuban, okay, I found 2. What do I do now? Well, now you take that 2 and you're going to use it to divide 12/26 by 2 halves. The greatest common factor is that numerator and the denominator of the fraction you're using to simplify. So when I set that up, I divide. 12 divided by 2 gives me 6. 26 divided by 2 gives me 13. So my answer is 6/13. And that's how you simplify a fraction. Don't make it harder than what it is. Don't overthink it. Just find the greatest common factor and reduce. Okay? If you have trouble finding the greatest common factor, make it smaller little by little until you get where you can find it. Okay? Take it step by step. It's not meant to be a hard thing to do. Okay? Just make sure, the biggest thing that I want to make sure you understand is you need to find the greatest common factor. And that was the hardest part for students to remember, is that goes along with it. If you are struggling on finding greatest common factor, check out my video on the greatest common factor, and in that video I show you 3 different ways to find it, and maybe one of those ways will help you. So do the steps, simplify, and you are fine. Have a good night, y'all.